Welcome back, everyone, to the American Superbike Show. I'm your host, Stitch Turner, and it is, well, now it's 6 days until bikes are on track at Daytona International Speedway. Yep, I did just record an episode yesterday. But as we have well as established, sometimes I'm just an idiot. In my rush to throw everything together, especially to accommodate the big announcement with the V10 Entertainment and the Samsung Fast TV deal, trying to just get everything together and get an episode published yesterday before the end of the day, I made two pretty big errors. And I think I owe it to everyone to just own up to my mistakes and might as well just put out another little short episode of a little corrector, I guess, if that's a word. If it's not a word, it's a word now. I'm going to keep using it. So we move on to the news of the week, and the first and only item of this news is that Bodie Paige is going to be a member of Team Hammer in 2026 in Twins Cup. So what happened was, I knew about Superbike. We all knew that Richie Escalante was going to be back with Team Hammer. I think he's going to be there until either the heat death of the universe or Mission just decides to stop funding racing, which is probably never going to happen. The heat death of the universe will probably come first. Anyways, I knew about Richie Escalante returning Superbike. I knew that Brandon Pash was going to be back in Moto America in 2026. I wasn't sure it was going to be with Team Hammer. I thought there was still a chance it was going to be in Super Sport. But it turns out, nope, he is back in Superbike with Team Hammer. So I kind of, didn't really catch me totally off guard. I also had a good idea that Ty Scott was going to be running solo in Super Sport for this season. And I definitely knew that Matthew Chapin was joining the team, so coming over from Vance and Hines. I had no idea that Bodie Paige was joining the team for Twins Cup. And when they put out the announcement on Instagram, and it was right in the middle of me trying to rewrite everything and get this show out and published, I just didn't scroll all the way to the bottom. It's that simple. And that's a simple and stupid mistake that I made. So Bodie Paige is going to be part of Twins Cup in 2026 for Team Hammer. He is the Nikki Hayden Horizon Award for both flat track and road racing. So this kid's got a very promising future, and I especially feel really bad for leaving his announcement out of the show yesterday, because he's one of the first writers that actually gave me a chance and been on my show, and he's been on for a little bit, and so I should do better, and I will definitely strive to do so in the future. Honestly, if I don't put out an episode on the day I'm supposed to, just know that I'm taking my time and trying to get information right instead. Alright, so yesterday I had my episode, and its title is R.I.P. Live Plus. Well, guess what? Is Live Plus dead? Nope! Live Plus lives another day. When I read the announcement about the Samsung TV deal, the first thing I did was I logged into the web version of my Live Plus account to check out about my payment status. Because just like I'm sure a lot of you did, I did two things. One is I checked my card to see if I had been charged for the year already. I originally thought that I hadn't, but it turns out I was just looking at the wrong card, and later in the day, after I published the episode, I found out that I had in fact already been charged for the 2026 season. But the other thing I noticed when I was looking at all this and my account and everything, my details, was that it said my next payment wasn't going to be due until the 30th of December of 2027. Well, you know what? That does in fact line up with the dates of the new deal negotiated with the V10 Entertainment Group and Samsung TV. So I went ahead and I took the liberties to go out and I put 2 and 2 together, and I got 5. And I immediately recorded an episode of all about it. Yay! The one and only fact of why I'm not going to take it down is that I do think that a lot of the background information that I laid out in that show is still somewhat relevant. Live Plus was, and despite my terrible reporting, it still is a big undertaking for the series that was still within a handful of years of pulling itself out of the grave. Does Live Plus need to continue getting better? Yup, sure does. But Moto America deserves a hell of a lot more credit than they get from most of the keyboard warriors online, simply because of where they have got today from the starting point the series was given. So I'm just going to own up to my mistakes publicly, and I'm just going to leave that episode up. And may God have mercy on my Reddit mentions. Let's see here. I I've been able to reach out and to Moto America, the series itself, and I did receive some clarification. And that's, they were able to set me straight that, no dummy, Live Plus will still continue. But not only is it still going to continue, it's going to still carry exclusive content throughout the race weekends. Things like Mike on the Mic that happened during the middle of the lunch break of the middle of the day, those things are actually valuable opportunities for yahoos like me to get more insight behind the scenes of the Moto America paddock, and they're still only going to be available on Live Plus. While most, if not all, because, that is a question I forgot to ask, most of the races will be available to watch on the Samsung Fast Network. If you're like me and you just love to put on a stream and leave it on all day at the house, then Moto America Live Plus is still going to be the place you need to go to make that happen. And you know what? I still contend that for $80 a year, you're talking $8 a race weekend, it's well worth that price. Anyways, those are two huge mistakes that I have made. I'm sorry. I vow to do better in the future. We know I will, might do somewhat better, but I'll still probably make some mistakes from time to time. Either way, I'm enjoying this journey that we have been on together, and I look forward to talking to you next week, doing the sighting lap for the Daytona 200. Take care of each other.